Welcome back to the Vintage Modernist. I'm going to have a seat if that's alright with you. My old dogs are barking. I started doing this last night and making my own extension cord here. And had some parts laying around, namely the boy end and the girl end. Well, I got to looking at it by the time I was ready to put it on. There's no ground on that dude. I don't even know where I got these from. So I had to go buy a proper one. And that's alright. But you can buy these already made. They are a little spendy. 105 big ones for a 10 gauge. And I need something to run Fat Man. There's Fat Man, there's Little Boy. And here's Little Boy right here. You can buy them already made, but you can make your own substantially cheaper. And I got to calling around and looking around, and about everybody was about the same price as Lowe's. You can buy cord by the foot from Lowe's. 10 gauge is like $1.81, something like that, which seemed high to me. I wanted 50 feet. And my neighbor's got a 100-footer that I've borrowed several times, and 100 feet's really long when you go to winding that thing up. But then the video I made a couple videos ago about borrowing things over and over, those words have kind of rung in my ears. And that extension cord was one of those things. So I figure it's time to make my own, and like I said, it started last night. I keep seeing prices going up and up and up and up, and all you hear in the building trades world is, well, you know, Trump's tariffs. Trump's tariffs. Yeah, Trump's tariffs. I said a long time ago, you know, what's this 25% business? You want to stop this import imbalance. There's 75% tax on that excise tax. Once it hits these shores, boom, 75%. And my theory was, you get out of that, you got to break that little grommet out of there. My theory was that, you know, give them 6 months or a year before you implement it, and basically tell them flat out, you move those jobs back here where they came from. If not, you're going to pay 75% excise tax on your imports. Well, that sounds really good in theory, until you go, I'm going to start doing this without making a video out of it, so I have removed some of the insulation. My theory sounded really good. The thing is, and what we're facing now, those corporations ain't going to pay any. They ain't paying a dime on no 25% tax. They're going to pass it to you and me. And even if they're not, they are. Because everywhere I went, well, you know, Trump's tax, Trump's import tax, yeah, whether it is or not. And I don't even know if that's been implemented or not. Oh, I need 1/2 inch here, thereabouts. I don't know if it's been implemented or not, but everybody and their dog is using it for an excuse to raise prices. And I never considered that. That was my hubris. You know, my theory was, well, they'll have to move the jobs back here, you know, so they better pay that tax. Well, they ain't going to pay no tax. Corporations don't pay squat. They pass it on to us. And if it was a 75% tax, they'd do the exact same thing. And then they'd say, well, talk to your president. Yeah, it's not your fault, is it? Because the corporations ain't a paying. So 25%, 75% doesn't matter. Your prices are going up. Thanks. But everywhere I went, that's what I ran into, and I don't have the answer for you for that one. Call your local corporation. He's the one that owns your congressman anyway. But enough about that. Get me to rant and I won't shut down. Anyway, I'm not going to show you how to do this because I don't do tutorial videos. What for a litigious society, you know? When I do mine, I remember the hookup in an easy way. 2 B's, 2 G's, and a rhyme. Black to brass, green to green, and white to bright. and you stick with that, usually you have pretty good success. Daughter's outside making racket. Arr! Darn kids. Wanting attention and affection, I bet. So what else is going on in the world? I see today they shipped back some remains from the Korean War? I think it's the Korean War. Because of some anniversary of some armistice or some such. How long do you have these remains sitting around? You're saving those for a special occasion, I guess. I mean, I'm glad that they got them back. I'm glad for the families that had to suffer never knowing what happened to their loved ones. But daggum, like I said, how long do you have those sitting around? Are they at somebody's garage or something? We wait for just the right time, then we send back. That's kind of cruel to the poor families that are waiting endlessly for years. Alright, in theory, this is going to work. Again with the flathead screws. Can't have nice things. I guess if this is as bad as it gets, you're doing pretty good in life. Got nothing better to complain about than flathead screws. Green to green, that's your ground. Black's your hot. That goes to the gold one, the brass one. And silver one is for your white cord, your neutral. And that should be easy enough to not booger up. That goes there. Eventually you got a winner on your hands. How do I know it's 10 gauge wire? Well, it says so on it somewhere. Right here. 10 AWG, that's American wire gauge. A 20 amp cord, so the circuit would trip before you ever burn up the cord in most houses. But you can save money. There's a lot of different ways to save money if you're willing to chase it down a little bit. These things, it's like $6 something or another a piece. I mean, $6.50, something crazy. What do you got here? 18 cents? Well, Trump's tariffs. Yeah, anyway, let's put the heat to it and see if it works. So I got my fan club. That's a sweet Chinesian product. Let's see here. We got that and we got that. So put them together like that. In theory. Oh, look at there. Lovely. So now I got 50 feet of 10 gauge cord that should suit my purposes just stellar. It keeps me from having to bug the neighbor and borrow the same thing repeatedly. So that's good. Let's look at some old stuff. Before we look at some old stuff, there's 3. That's as high as she gets. Let's have a look at this here. Chinesian quality. That's a soda divider thing. Yeah. That's what $15 from China Mart gets you. It's alright. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. I think they call it a desktop fan. Be ample for a desktop, I suppose. But let's look at some old stuff. Feast your eyes on this old smorgasbord. She weighs about 1,000 pounds. Solid base. Well, there's a reason for that. I got this off of an estate sale off the lady that was running the sale in an un-air conditioned house, and she had this cooling her down, and she didn't really want to sell it, but I changed her mind for her. Hold on to your toupees, kids. This is medium. It's a 3-speed fan. There's low, medium, and high. It takes a while to get to choo-choo-rating because she's got some miles on her. But we're going to go. What I like is that the holes in it are plenty big enough where a child's hands can get in there and amputate all of them. Got an all-metal blade. That's sweet. She still ain't up to full speed yet, but we'll get there. That dude will move some air. This is back when a fan was a fan. That was a big fan. She's still picking up speed. Yeah. Come on, get to the danger level. Now it probably takes like 1,000 kilowatts a minute to run this thing, but I'm alright with that. When I'm hot right now. Oh, stuff's starting to blow around. Like I said, this is medium. Let's see if we can get her plenty dangerous here. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Nope. Didn't bend over on me. That's quality there. You want to sever your fingers all at once. You don't want this mangling around stuff. So awesome. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.